So I will start with quickly introducing myself and our team. So my name is Rose Dongo. I work as part of the operations team and project management at Thunderfund. We'll talk more about who Thunderfund is and what we do. I've been working here for about 3 years now, and so far it's been a great experience. Logged in is also our COO, so I'll allow Matt to quickly introduce himself, and then we'll have the rest of you introduce yourselves.
Hey everyone, Matt here. Great to meet you. Glad you could join us. We're very excited what we can do together. We know fundraising is an important, necessary, but difficult part of the journey, and so that's where we want to help you. So great to meet you. I'll ask Danu, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm my house, and I'm to come up to speak. So I'm here. It's a pleasure to meet all of you.
Awesome, pleasure to meet you as well, Danu. So next I will pick Munanie John. The name is John, but I can see a lady.
No, it's actually Munanie. It's
Okay.
the other way around. Yeah, John is the surname, Munanie is my name. So,
awesome. Okay.
Yeah, my name is Munanie. I am a fashion designer. I own a fashion and design business. I am based in Machakos County, and I am really excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Next, I'll pick Joseph. Joseph, if you can quickly introduce yourself and tell us who you are, what you do.
Hi everyone, I'm Joseph. I'm sorry I'm on the road right now, so I apologize I can't enable my video.
No problem.
I'm a theater producer and a contemporary dancer. I'm currently working on a theater piece that is going to be shown during the pre-Valentine's weekend, and I'm glad to be here and looking forward to meeting everyone. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We do have another member of our team who's joined us. Let me allow her to introduce herself. Maureen, maybe you can proceed to introduce yourself. Tell guys what you do at Thunderfund.
Hi everyone, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. My name is Maureen, and I'm the project coordinator in admin lead at Thunderfund. So basically in this cohort, I'll be helping you to create your project step by step. Yeah, so in case you have any questions or you feel you're having challenges creating your campaign, I'm the right person to reach out to. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Maureen. I'll have Zipeta go next. So Zipeta, maybe you can quickly introduce yourself. Tell us what you do.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Zipeta Kabwala. I'm a UX and UI designer and a techie by profession, but I'm currently running an enterprise, a social enterprise to be called Leverage Online. We aim to equip the deaf communities mostly with tech and reduce the language barrier in society. And we're currently looking forward to entering the assistive technology industry through our work. And I'm glad to be here and looking forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next, let's have Rose Semo. Just quickly introduce yourself. Tell us your name and who you are.
Hi, I'm Rose Semo. I'm a creative director. I do wardrobe styling, set design, and like set decoration for films and video shoots and photo shoots. So I do a lot of like production design projects, and I have a film studio called Creative Nerds. It's a space where like people can come and like shoot all this content, like the film stuff. So yeah, so that's kind of the project that I'm working on right now.
Oh, that's amazing. One of the reasons why we like having such sessions is because people in the creative industry are able to interact with each other. From what Rose you shared, I can quickly see how you can work with yourself, you see, and that's why we like having those interactive sessions, and we're able to share what we do and see how we can collaborate with each other. So thank you so much for sharing. Next, I can have maybe Clementia go next. Just quickly introduce yourself and tell us what you do. Clementia, I don't know if you're able to hear us.
Hi. Hi.
How are you?
Okay, I'm Clementina. I'm good. Basically, I am a film producer. So I thought this was a very good avenue for me to get to know how I can get funds and all that.
Awesome. Sorry so much for butchering your name. Now at least I know how to pronounce it correctly. But thank you for joining the session.
It's okay.
Next we have Duncan. Duncan, you can quickly introduce yourself. I think that should be the last person, and then you can start the session.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Duncan. I do call myself a creative entrepreneur. I do cardboard artworks. I use recycled cardboard to make different kinds of art, including home pieces of art, school art, toys, etc. Just using waste cardboards.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Duncan, for coming through. I can see the rest who are on don't have their sound connected, but as we continue, we will have our WhatsApp group. We can still continue to interact there. So to quickly introduce this incubator, it's called the Colors from Africa Incubator. This is the second cohort that we're hosting since we started. And the idea is to kind of bring creatives into one group where we interact with each other, learn what we do, and also help you guys and guide you guys on how to create a crowdfunding campaign that can help you raise funds for your business to either take it to the next level or execute a business idea that you've always had a passion about or want to have in existence. So before I share the presentation, I'd like to quickly ask if any of you understand the concept of crowdfunding and if you've ever crowdfunded before. So maybe you can start with the first question. You can just raise your hand and let me know if you have had the concept of crowdfunding, if you understand the concept of crowdfunding. Okay, great. So I can see no one has raised their hand, so I believe it's a new concept for you guys, no problem at all. My assumption is since you haven't had, of course, maybe you've never crowdfunded before, and maybe you have and you didn't even realize that you are. So what I'll do is I'll quickly share my screen so that I can share the presentation. I can take you through what crowdfunding is and also help you understand what Thunder Fund does, okay? So just give me a second. Awesome. Let me know if you guys are able to see my screen.
Yeah, sure, I can see it.
Okay, yeah. Great. Like I said, I'd love for us to have an interactive session. If you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. And yeah, in the comment section, or you can just interrupt me and ask the question that you may have. So like I said, this incubator is called Colors from Africa, where we bring creatives together, help them and educate them about crowdfunding. And our crowdfunding platform is called Thunderfund. So what we are going to be learning today is more about what crowdfunding is and how does it work and how it's beneficial or it can assist you in your business or ideas that you may have. So I want to explain first, like I said, the incubator itself. Colors from Africa is basically a 2-week training program. So we normally reach out and target African creative entrepreneurs. It doesn't mean that those are the only people who can crowdfund. We do have different types of cohorts targeting different businesses, but this specifically we like reaching out to creatives because we see how they're also able to help each other. So the idea is for us to help you and give you as much information on what crowdfunding is and how you can navigate a successful crowdfunding campaign that can help you raise funds for your business. We do have a team of about 3 people, and together we are able to guide you and help you in this process so that you don't feel like you're going through it by yourself, especially since it's a new concept for you guys. So what is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding simply means a way to raise funds online for a project or business that you may have. There are different types of crowdfunding, but what we at Thunderfund do specifically is help businesses to raise funds. Another type of crowdfunding is like donation, and an example of a platform in Kenya that does that is like Mchanga. Mchanga does offer crowdfunding, but it's for more social impact, targets more social impact issues. For example, if you're trying to raise funds for a children's home, if you're trying to raise funds for someone who's in hospital and so on and so forth, people tend to go through Mchanga. But how our platform is designed, it's designed in a way that allows a business to be able to raise funds successfully, as long as we're able to implement all the knowledge and approach it in the best way possible. So different businesses have different ways on how they navigate a crowdfunding campaign. So we are able to interact with you and guide you specifically depending on the type of business that you have. And we share ideas on how you can approach your crowdfunding campaign. So our platform, like we said, is called Thunderfund. We operate in 3 countries in Africa. So it started in South Africa back in 2012. We were able to launch in Kenya in 2019, and then in the Gambia in 2020. We have been able to partner with different organizations to help us reach out to more businesses. So in South Africa, an example is like Standard Bank and other banks that they may have, and also ALX. In Kenya, we've been able to also partner with JICA and also partner with GIZ as well. And we continue to create more partnerships with different organizations to reach out to as many people as possible. So I hope that gives you a better idea of what our platform is about and how we've been running. So I did mention that there are different types of crowdfunding. When we look at a platform like Mchanga, they do donation. But when it comes to businesses, we lean towards a type of crowdfunding called reward-based crowdfunding. And the reason why this helps or works well for businesses is because as a business, you do have a service and a product that you're offering, and our platform allows you to place that as rewards or as items that people can purchase. The reason why this is important is because you want to give people the opportunity to interact with your service, to interact with your product that you have. And through that, they're able to also reach out to more people that they know in case they are looking for a similar product. I will be sharing examples of previous projects that we've had on our platform, the amounts they were able to raise, the rewards they were able to set up, to give you an idea of how you navigate or how you create a crowdfunding campaign. So before I continue, I just hope that the concept of crowdfunding makes more sense. Does it?
Yes, it does.
Thank you, Rose. Anyone else who sees that, does it make more sense now? Do you kind of understand what we now mean about crowdfunding?
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Okay,
great. So now, there are things that we want to clarify about crowdfunding. We say crowdfunding, you are not asking for donations, because when it comes to reward-based crowdfunding, you have the opportunity to offer reward in compensation of someone's donation. Okay, so one thing about reward-based crowdfunding is that it is not charity. You know, it is not like a donation-based crowdfunding, so it's not charity. Another misconception people think is that when you are crowdfunding, you have to refund the money back. You know, for example, if you're taking a loan from a bank, you have to sit down and make sure that you plan how you pay the money back with interest. That doesn't work the same way in crowdfunding, because in crowdfunding, you are offering rewards, people are getting something out of it, and you do not need to pay back the person who contributed, because at the end of the day, they are gaining value of either a service or product that you may have. but also people have the opportunity to just simply donate if they want to just support your business without getting something out of it. So with our platform, you're able to target different people who want to purchase your items, or people who just want to donate because they see the value in your business and they see the dream that you have and they want to support you. Okay. So there are several benefits of crowdfunding. If you look at the bottom, you'll see that the main benefit is being able to raise funds. However, we do encourage people to take advantage of all the other benefits that crowdfunding would bring to a business. With your business, you're existing, but your plan is to grow as a business, to become bigger, to become better, to reach out to more people. What are some of the benefits that you can take from crowdfunding as you interact with different people? So the first one is knowledge and experience. Sometimes you find that through crowdfunding, because you are actively reaching out to different people, you're able to gain knowledge of people who are experienced in the same field that you're in. And this allows you to implement such knowledge when it comes to thinking about what can I do to take my business to the next level, okay? Another thing is strategy. So as you sit down and you are creating your crowdfunding campaign, your question is, okay, how much do I want to raise? And with this amount, what do I plan to do? So it does put you in a mindset where you want to start strategizing and thinking about what are the steps I want to take in order for my business to be more fruitful and take me to that next level. So it's important to take advantage that crowdfunding can help you do that. Another advantage is you're able to introduce new market opportunities. Like I've said, through such sessions, you realize that there are people who are working within your field. Like Rose, I said, you and Joseph would actually work well together, you know, being able to find new markets, being able to interact with new people. If I look back at our previous cohort, we do have 2 businesses who are planning a collaboration together, you know, and it's always important to take advantage of such marketing opportunities when you are running a crowdfunding campaign and also when you're interacting with people. Another benefit is people sometimes do offer feedback of the services and the products you have. And some of this feedback is beneficial to you before you offer mass production of an item. You're able to kind of modify it in a way that will be more attractive to the consumer. So by that, you're able to refine a product or a service that you have. And also at the end of the day, you're also able to gain more demand. The more you reach out to people, the more you interact with people on social media, the more you are able to realize what kind of demand you have for your product. And it also increases because you're interacting with more people. So I always say, other than raising funds, there are multiple other benefits that come with crowdfunding. And we do truly encourage people to sit down, think about it, and see how this can help their business. So don't worry, we will be sharing this presentation with you just for review, and we will be uploading this video on YouTube for you to watch again in case there's any information that you want to go back and kind of go through. So up to there, do we have any questions? No questions? Okay, great. So basically, how does crowdfunding work? Okay, so the first thing is it's either you have a new idea or you have an existing business. And in this situation, with how we've introduced ourselves, most of you guys already have a business. So you do have a business. The idea is to go to our platform and create a crowdfunding project. And when you're creating a project, there's several things you need to keep in mind. You want to raise funds for your business. It's important for you to understand why you want to raise funds and what those funds will be used for. Because you're reaching out to a crowd, they really need to understand what your plan is. A lot of people are willing to support you if they know what you're using the funds for. So we do provide you with a guide on how to create your project on the platform. And the guide allows you to capture every information that's important for people to understand why you're creating this campaign. So once you've created your project, once our team has reviewed it, and like Maureen said, she normally guides and helps you on how to create your campaign, your campaign is ready to go live, okay? In this particular incubator, you will be having the next 2 weeks as a period of time where we guide you and we help you to create your campaign. And we are hoping to make sure that all campaigns are live within the next 2 weeks. So once your campaign is live, it is important to now reach out to your networks and your crowds. We will be guiding you on the best way on how to kind of target your networks and your crowds and communicate to them about your crowdfunding campaign. One thing we've told people is, you realize that a lot of people who want to support you, they just don't know how to support you. By creating a campaign, they're able to visibly see what your product and service is. They're able to understand what your journey is. They're able to know why you're raising funds and for what reason. And being able to put that effort within your projects and showing proof of what you have allows people to be more willing to support you. So once you're able to communicate your project and your campaign to as many people as possible within your networks through different avenues, if it's through email, phone calls, social media, when you slowly start seeing that you are starting to raise funds. And like we said, we will definitely educate you and guide you on the best way on how to reach out to your networks, okay? Once you're able to raise funds, you realize that people who know you would be willing to also share your campaign with other people that they know that you don't, and through there you start seeing that the amount in your campaign starts to increase, and hopefully you're able to reach your target. Once you reach your target, the raised funds are dispersed to your bank account after deducting the platform fee. And from there, you're now able to start implementing the different goals that you had for your business. Like I said, I will be sharing some campaigns just to show you how they look like, how the goal they had, what they were able to raise, and just how they are able to help their business. Okay, so that is a very basic idea of the journey of crowdfunding. So your campaign contains different sections, and this comes when it comes to creating your campaign. So I believe it's important for us to quickly go through these stages just to allow you to mentally understand what information is required to have a complete campaign. And we have divided it into 5 sections. So number 1, your campaign goals. What amount are you hoping to raise? How do you consider your campaign goals? What is the right goal for you if you're crowdfunding for the first time? The second one is your story. It's so important to be able to create a story that will allow people to resonate with your journey and understand what you've been able to achieve and what you're hoping to achieve. People are more compelled if you are able to give a good story that gives them better understanding. So it's always important to approach and create your story in the best way possible. The third thing is also a campaign video. So you will be required to create a video that kind of allows you to capture what you've written in the story. And the reason why is because people who want to contribute towards your campaign want to put a face to the person who created the campaign, or put a visual of the actual business. It's a way of showing proof of existence, but it's also a way to kind of be able to interact in a more deeper way with the networks and the people that you're reaching out to. The fourth one is the rewards. What rewards will you set up in order to encourage more people to contribute? Sometimes when you have an incentive, especially if you're contributing to a business, it always helps towards reaching your goal. So we do encourage people to have rewards in their campaign. And then the final one is social media links. This shows more proof of your business. It shows visuals as well. If you're in any article, whatever link you have, it's possible to link it to your campaign. So these are the 5 basic things that are required to basically have a complete campaign that you're able to share once it goes live, and to allow people to understand truly what your business is about. So when it comes to your campaign goals, it's important to think of 2 different goals: your minimum amount that you need and the maximum amount you're hoping to raise. So I'll give an example to help you understand. Imagine I own a shop that sells clothes, and I have an Instagram page where I sell them from, but I want to start investing towards having a physical shop. What is the minimum amount that I need to help me start that journey? Okay, maybe the first thing I need is a license in order for me to even think of having a shop. It's important for me to understand how much does my license cost per year, Do I need to increase on stock? You know, do I need to pay for the first month's rent and deposit? So it's important to think of those amounts. For me, ideally, I would want the biggest shop ever, but that's a dream goal and that's okay. But we always encourage people to set goals that they know they're able to accomplish in their first campaign. And the best way on how to gauge what would be an ideal goal is think of the networks and the people that you can reach out to, either through your contacts, through social media, to help you reach that goal. So I don't want to overwhelm you too much with information in terms of goals. Like I said, we will be going through this information all over again, just to help you understand better. But I just want to give you like a vague idea of some of the things you need to start thinking about as we guide you on creating a campaign. So the next thing, like we said, is your story. These are some of the main questions we tell you to ask yourself as you're writing your story. It's important for people to understand who you are, what are your products and services, why you are raising funds, how will these funds help you, what's in it for them. So what are the rewards? What are some of the rewards they can purchase from your campaign? It's important for them to know what your goal is and how that amount will be used, and also just thanking people in advance. So this is just a basic kind of questionnaire that you give yourself, that you answer to help you start thinking of what would be an ideal story. We do have templates and we do have other campaigns that you can always reference and see how they wrote their stories to help you and guide you on how to write the best story for your business. I hope we're good there. Any questions from anyone? I hope you're all on the same page. Okay. The next thing is, like we said, is a video. A short video is ideal, you know, something between 90 seconds to 3 minutes. So 1.5 to 3 minutes is ideal. Like we said, ask the questions that you would ask yourself when you're writing your story. You don't need a whole production team. Just having your phone is enough for you to create a good video. So one thing and one of the statistics we realize is that campaigns with personal videos are able to raise 105% more than those that don't. And that's why we really encourage and we do say it's important for you to create a video, and we will help you and guide you to understand on how to do so. Okay. The rewards are important, and Maureen and I will help you kind of figure out what are some of the rewards that you can offer within your campaign. And like you said, it depends on whether you have a service or a product. It's a good way for people to interact with some of the things that you have to offer. At the same time, people who have an idea of a business that is not existing yet, they are encouraged to still consider other rewards that they can offer. They don't necessarily have to be linked to your campaign or to your business, but it's something that you believe your next networks would be interested in. So like we said, when it comes to creating your rewards, we will help you and guide you, take you through. We will have one-on-one sessions and phone calls just to brainstorm with you and see what are some of the rewards that you can offer, what would be an ideal price for it, okay? And the final thing is your campaign team. If you work with other people, it's important to involve them when you're creating your campaign. Decide who will help you with the video, who will help you with the story. And it doesn't mean that you're not capable of creating a campaign by yourself. But if you are able to bring in a team to help you, like a friend or family, it's important to do so. You know, someone can help you create your video. They can be behind the scenes as you record the video, or they can give you creative ideas on how to approach the video. Someone who's maybe good at storytelling can help you create that story. So it's important for you to try see who can help you. But like we said, we have had people who have been able to confidently create a campaign on their own and still be successful. Okay. So like we said, we did have a previous cohort that took place last year in December. And I would want to show you some of the successful campaigns that we were able to have within that cohort, what their campaign was about, and what we're planning to do. So the first one is called Yumba. This lady was raising money to create a prototype of a tent. So for her, she was inspired by the African version of tents, like back in the day, the Kikuyu version of how they set up homes and so on and so forth. So we do have the normal tents, but she wanted to make something creative, something pretty. And her goal was to raise 50,000, and she was able to raise 81,700. She was able to have 12 supporters, and her campaign had been live for 45 days. So she was able to raise that within that period of time. Another example of a campaign from the previous cohort is this campaign. This is a lady who created kiondos using different types of material, including jeans. And she wanted to raise 50,000 to help expand the business. She was able to raise 131,806, and she did have a total of 44 supporters. So one of the things while interacting with her was, how was she able to garner those supporters and get those supporters? She went through her contact list, looked at everyone she had on her list, her friends, her family, you know, people, some of her clients, you know, and she was able to approach them in a way to help them understand where exactly she created the campaign and what her goal is. So it's also very important to prepare yourself on how you reach out to these people so that you're able to gain as many supporters as possible. Like we said, crowdfunding is being able to raise small amounts of money from a large group of people that allows you to reach your goal, and she was able to do so. This lady owns a platform called kushoto.org. Her inspiration was that she realized people who started businesses felt lonely because everybody's journey with the business that they start is different. And sometimes you want to hear what other people went through and see, did I go through it alone? Does someone resonate with my journey? And for her, she was raising money to reach out to further parts of the country, to gain more stories, to put on our platform, to allow entrepreneurs and businesses to understand what each journey of the business owners she interacted with had. She was able to raise 270,000, and she was able to have 34 supporters. So those are examples of some of the businesses we had in our previous cohort. You can see that they're creatives. Some have platforms, others have a fashion line, or, you know, and we had so many other individuals. These are just some of the examples that we had. We do have a partner page that I'll share just to allow you to see all the others we had in the previous cohort and the previous session. So other than creatives, I don't want you to think that we only approach creatives. We also interact with other types of businesses and other types of individuals on our platform. And we've had quite successful campaigns in Kenya who have been able to raise so much more than the amounts that you've seen. Just to show you that it is possible, if approached well, it is possible to raise good money for your business to take it to the next level. So one example is this one, which was an extremely successful campaign. We were able to have this campaign launched last year, if I'm not wrong, around September. And for them, they wanted to raise money to help kids to be able to go to school. And so it's called Twende Uni. So it was more for supporting kids to be able to go gain education. Their initial goal was to raise 500,000 shillings. They were able to raise 1.3 million shillings. And you'll realize when it comes to social impact projects, they are able to raise more money. But the reason why they decided to use our platform is because they wanted to offer rewards to individuals who are contributing towards the campaign. And sometimes you find that donation platforms are not able to have that option. And that's why reward-based crowdfunding is better for businesses. And they were able to raise this amount within 60 days. So there was planning, there was researching who to reach out to. Like we said, the networks and the people you're reaching out to are important. So it's very important to figure that list out. Another campaign we had was a group of people who help train individuals to play golf. For them, they felt like golf has always been for a particular group of people who are able to afford it because it's not a cheap sport. But for them, they wanted to be able to provide more accessible, more cheaper way of learning golf. And they wanted to expand to as many golf courses as possible. And they initially had a dream goal of 50,000 and they're able to raise 60,650. And yeah, so those are some of the examples of the campaigns that we've been able to have. Generally, we ask ourselves what makes a good campaign. Number one, it's so important to have a compelling story, be able to share your story in the best way you know how to. It's important to have photos and videos. The reason why it's important, it shows proof and existence of a business. It's important to also have different types of rewards. Like we said, we will help you and guide you when it comes to setting up your rewards. And another thing, it's important to provide constant communication. As you continue to run your campaign, we will share with you some of the ways that you can communicate to your supporters. Be ready to communicate as much as possible. We've come to see individuals do need reminding, and with crowdfunding, you need to be prepared to do so. So yeah, one of the things we would want for you to do as we continue in this journey is interact with our platform, see how our platform looks like, but also what's also important and we'd encourage you to do first is find out what are your goals, what are the financial goals you have for your campaign, what are you hoping to raise. From there, we're able to kind of see what you have in mind and we're able to guide you accordingly to see whether that's an ideal first goal or if it may need a little bit of adjusting. So basically, that's, I hope, a good way of introducing the whole concept of crowdfunding on our platform. I don't know if anybody has any questions. And as we wait for people to ask any questions, Matt, Maureen, please feel free to add any additional information that you think would be important for everyone to know.
Hey, Rose, I have a question.
Yes.
First, thank you for the really good presentation. You've demystified a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think from my end, I thought proud now. Thank you for that. The question I have is, it's a two-part question. Initially, you mentioned that after you have hit your target, there's a percentage of the funds that Thunder Fund will keep, and then the rest will be transferred to the account. So could you please expound a little bit more on the percentages and how you work that out? And then when you went, the second part of the question is when you went to the campaign goals, the tipping point, you said if you don't hit what was written on the screen rather, is if you do not hit the target, the funds are returned to your backers. So also could you explain that a little bit? And then is that percentage that Thunder Fund for all the trouble, even the platform and everything, there's a cost to it, I understand.
Yeah.
What is returned to the backers? Is it 100% or again minus your expenses, and how do you work that out? Yeah.
Okay, that's a very good question. So when it comes to the tipping point, it's very personal in terms of what's the most minimum amount for you to either deliver your rewards or for you to at least implement some of the goals that you have. Our understanding is without the reaching your tipping point, whatever amount you raise won't allow you to do anything. And ideally, that's when we refund money back to the people who contributed. Tipping point can be any amount. If you need 1,000 and that's what will help you do something for your business, that can be a tipping point. You know, if it's 50 shillings, if it's 500, that is your tipping point. So your tipping point is very personal in terms of what, according to your business and what you do, what's the most minimum amount that can help you at least do something, okay? I hope that answers your first question.
If I can just interrupt, thank you for that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
The other part of that same question becomes now, does it mean now Thunder Fund will not deduct anything? Like, let's say my target was 1,000 bob and then only 800 shillings came in. Every backer gets back the full amount. We just call it a loss.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. When it comes to the platform fee, like we said, in order for us to maintain our platform to guide and help in everything, Thunder Fund takes 5 to 7%. So 5% if you are a non-profit organization. And normally in that situation, you need to provide proof that you're a non-profit, depending on what kind of business you have. And 7% if you are any other type of business. So that's normally the amount that's deducted.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
That's clear. Thanks. Yeah.
Another thing is when it comes to donation also, we have multiple forms of payment that allow you to reach out to networks from all over the world. We do have M-Pesa, we do have MasterCard, we do have PayPal, because we do understand that you may not have networks in Kenya only, you also have people out of the country who may be willing to support or interact with your business or service. So that allows you to reach out to as many people as possible. Awesome. Any other question from anyone else?
Hi.
Oh, okay, yes.
I'm just a bit curious on the reward system.
Yes.
Especially for a social enterprise, particularly the one that you projected earlier, the one that raised 1.3, the school one.
Yeah.
So for such kind of enterprise, what does a reward look like? Oh,
I feel like I'm able to advise more if I'm able to really understand exactly what you do. But is it okay, if is it okay if I share the other campaign and show you what exactly they provided as rewards, just to give you a better understanding?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, great. As I do that, are there any other questions from anyone else?
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
During the application, because let me speak as me, I was just winging it. I wasn't sure that I'll get it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember partially what I wrote. So I don't want to end up signing something and end up look like a binding agreement in a way. So would you kindly share again the questions back so that I may be able to review? So that, and also I'd like to know if, based on what I mentioned, say offering services,
yes,
is it like a long-term thing, or will it be based on what we agree on, especially after raising funds for that particular project and
so
the follow-ups and everything?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when it comes to the rewards, it won't be a long-term thing. It's normally a one-off thing, okay, depending on how you've charged the rewards. So I'll give an example using the business I had in mind. I have a business, I'm selling clothes, I may decide to offer maybe, what can I say? I may decide to offer maybe, for your contribution of 1,000 shillings, I may decide to offer maybe a cap or a t-shirt, and it's always keeping in mind that when you're setting up your rewards, you don't want to go at a loss as well. You do have a goal that you're raising towards. So sometimes people do set up their rewards in a way that they're able to get profit out of it so that it still contributes towards your campaign. So I don't know if that kind of helps you answer your question. I think showing an example of some of the campaigns can help you understand better how rewards would look like. I would love to share that right now just to help you guys understand a bit better how rewards look like and what would be an ideal reward depending on what your campaign is about. So let me start with the social impact one so that we can have one for social impact and one for a product item. So just 1 minute. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's start with this particular campaign. So like we said, they were raising money to help individuals with when it comes to going to school and education wise. And since it's a social impact, you find that people are more willing to support it. So for them, they decided to set up these types of rewards. The first one was a thank you note. So for 900 shillings, we will thank you. The organization was called Heshima. And then for 2,225, a certificate of recognition. For 4,600, social media shout outs. For 9,200, a personalized video from the Heshima team. For 40,000, become a brand ambassador and get 20% off your first order of the social enterprise new collection. So they did have a collection. Kindly, when it comes to setting up rewards, number one, it's important to recognize who you're reaching out to and their financial capacity. For her, when she was setting these rewards, is because number one, it's a social impact kind of campaign. And number two, they both did believe that whoever they're reaching out to would be willing to contribute these amounts. Okay, so we always say it's important to kind of analyze your networks and your supporters so that you can understand what type of rewards you're setting up and for what price. So for me, for example, if I was to set up rewards and I look at my contacts, I realize I feel like most people would be willing to raise between 500 shillings to maybe maximum 2,000 shillings. For me to maximize people purchasing rewards, to allow them to be more willing to support, I would look for rewards within that price range. Okay. As a social impact campaign as well, keep in mind that Thunder Fund does have the option of to support a campaign without selecting a reward. So that is the advantage when it comes to our platform, that it offers both. You can donate without selecting a reward, and you can donate while making sure that you've selected a reward that you want. Okay. I'll give an example of a campaign from South Africa for film. Okay. This is a good example. Let me look for another one. So this is a campaign in South Africa. It has 21 backers and they've been able to reach 73% of their goal. What they do is it's a mobile music academy where they're able to offer music lessons to different individuals by moving around to their location. So you see that they offer private lessons. So you say for 30 minutes, we'll offer it at this particular amount. You know, for 45 minutes, we'll offer it at that particular amount. And for 60 minutes, we'll offer it at that particular amount. One thing about service industry is that it's very flexible to adjust the pricing of your rewards because you're not really using much in terms of producing the product. You know, if you're offering music lessons, if you're what else you're offering, like if you're offering film classes, you're able to kind of play around with the rewards because you're not inputting too much in terms of product. So like we said, it's important to look at what you have as your products to help you realize what would be the best rewards, and are these rewards things that people are willing to purchase as well. We have campaigns where they also offer both items that they offer in the business and items that maybe they don't offer, but they know that their supporters would really want. So it's always important to kind of, like we said, analyze your supporters and see what rewards will resonate with them more and they'll be willing to purchase. So I kind of hope that gives you a better understanding in terms of when you're setting up your rewards. To allow you to see more how a campaign looks like, this is how it would look like. You have the title of your campaign. Your video is the first thing that people will see, and that's why we say it's important to have and create a video. You have your goals here, the number of days left is live, and the number of supporters you have. You're able to give a brief description of what your campaign is. And then here at the bottom is where you're able to write your full story. So they're able to say who Heshima is, what their mission, their values are, and why they are raising funds. You're able to identify who your team is by putting a team picture, if you're by your own or if you work as a team, and you're able to identify more and explain more who each person is and what they do in the business. At the bottom, you're able to add your social media links. This allows people to reference some articles that you may have, or if it's Facebook, your website, LinkedIn, Instagram, any type of link can be added to allow people to learn more about your business. And then towards the right is where there will be the list of rewards. And from there, someone can pick the reward that they want, they can purchase, and once your campaign comes to an end, you are able to deliver whatever reward one had selected. And for those who had not selected the reward and just came and contributed because they wanted to, you're able to see who they are and you're able to thank them for their support. So ideally, this is how a campaign would look like once it is ready to go live. I hope that kind of answers your questions in terms of rewards. Any other questions from anyone else?
I think I might have missed this.
Yes.
But how many days is a campaign maximum supposed to run? Is there a number of days?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Is there an opportunity? You see the way there's a discover page.
Mm-hmm.
What is there, like an algorithm that chooses what goes fast, or do you have to do something more to be on, I don't know,
yeah,
page
no,
one?
I understand.
Yeah.
So let me start with the second question. So this is the homepage of our platform. At the top is a banner of any partnership we have. Like we said, currently we are working with Standard Bank for the South Africa crowd. At the bottom, you'll see that there are featured projects. So we do make sure that we feature different projects on the platform. When we are not running a cohort, we feature projects depending on the traction they've been able to gain on their own, okay? And how much they've been able to raise to kind of bring it out there. However, from our experiences, a lot of what is contributed is not because you've been featured, it's because of how you've communicated your campaign to your networks and to your social media platforms and anywhere else that you can. Okay. Yeah. We are also put you on a popular section if you have become a popular campaign, new section for new campaigns, and previous stars for campaigns that have done quite well. Okay. Now, for this particular cohort, all your campaigns will be going live on the same day, which will be 2 weeks from now. We will be setting it for 30 days. However, one does have the option of extending their campaign. Sometimes people realize that they're still gaining more traction even towards the end of their campaign, and they want to continue grazing those funds. So at any point, if someone wants to extend their campaign, they are free to reach out to us and say, I would love to add an extra number of days because I'm still gaining more traction. Or if you feel like there's capacity to reach out to more people and market it better or more, because I believe that when you have a new campaign, people try to use different type of marketing methods or different ways of interacting with their networks. So if you need more time to use a different approach, it is possible for you to extend your campaign. And if you're able to reach your goal before the end of the 30 days, you're also allowed to reach out and say, you know what, I've reached my goal, I've exhausted my networks, I would like to close my campaign, and it is possible to do so. Because different campaigns vary, you know. Some gain traction in the beginning, some gain traction in the middle, you know, some are figuring it out to gain traction towards the end. And we want to give you the capacity to navigate it in the best way possible and take advantage of any possibilities you're able to get while you're marketing. Okay, great. Any other question from anyone else before we continue and conclude?
Please remember to send the recording.
Oh yeah, yes. So the recording will be uploaded on YouTube, and I will be sharing a link with all of you guys together with the presentation, just to allow you to reference back in case you joined in late or if you want to check back on anything. Okay, so now I'd like to maybe share the next steps of the cohort to give you an understanding of what to expect in the next 2 weeks as we help you prepare for your campaign. So today was to initially just introduce you to the cohort, help you understand what crowdfunding is and understand what is required to create a good crowdfunding campaign. We will be interacting with me and Maureen, sorry, in terms of creating your campaign. We will be creating a WhatsApp group where we're able to communicate with each other, support each other, and ask any questions that we may have. We will be sharing a link to the platform to allow you to register. We will be sharing a guide that will allow you to understand how to start creating your campaign. Okay. We will be having another training session next week on Wednesday. But before Wednesday, we do want to have an in-person meeting on Saturday. So on Saturday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., we would like to meet with you at K1. We will be providing all those details via email, and I will also be posting it on the WhatsApp group that will be created. We believe it's important to meet in person to interact more. We want all of you guys to feel like you're not in this journey alone and help one another when it comes to creating your campaign, and also just educate you more on crowdfunding. Like we said, we've seen the benefits of crowdfunding for many businesses, and we want to make sure that you do take advantage and are able to experience those benefits as well. So like I said, on Saturday, we'd love to meet you guys at K1 from 2 to 5. We will provide the details via WhatsApp and via email. And then we will have a follow-up session next week on Wednesday at the same time from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. We will be sharing the Zoom link with you guys as well. But in the meantime, like we said, register to the platform, start thinking about your story, your campaign. I hope whatever has been presented has left you with kind of the wanting to understand what would be the best approach you would want for your own campaign. And from there, we will guide you and help you. Okay? So if Matt, you're still logged in, maybe you can share some final words before we let everyone leave for the rest of the day.
Sure, thanks so much, Rose. I think that was a very informative training. Just to clarify, you know, this is a program we're running. So this first session was just to give an overview. Any areas that you know, you're yet to figure out for your own campaigns, we'll work with you one-on-one to help with that. And we want to make it interactive because we've learned that different creative businesses benefit a lot just from doing things together, even though the money you're trying to raise is for your own business. And then, you know, really what I've seen is the biggest differentiator between a successful campaign and a not successful is actually just the willingness to go through the process. You know, people talk about the networks and all that, but you have to start with what you have already. But actually being willing to go through crowdfunding, it's not necessarily easy or fast, but it's something that can help you to develop your business and to develop those skills to really go to the next level. So we just want to be part of that journey to helping your brands to grow. So no, I just want to encourage you to put in the work and know that you know, good things come out depending on the effort you put in. But thanks everyone for joining.
Awesome. Anything else from anyone? Again, I'd like to thank you all of you for attending. It's been great to hear what all of you do, and I do look forward to interacting with you guys more. Like we said, I'll create a WhatsApp group, add you guys, and then we'll talk from there, okay? So thank you again. We've been able to end right on time. Please do enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the wonderful question.